Hey guys, it's me. I know it's been a hot minute. But again, I just want to thank everyone for your love and support. It means the world to me. Um, Happy 4th. I missed celebrating this weekend, unfortunately, but thought I'd wear this for you guys. This is my annual 4th of July shirt, tank top. A lot of you guys know how much I love my Abe Lincoln. Here's this little party hat, but I can still be fun every now and then in whatever small ways I can. Um, so, yeah, it's been a really hard, to say the least, couple of weeks. I've had a really major flare up and I've been extremely sick, more than usual. It's like you think that your baseline normal day is really bad until this happens and it shows you, oh yeah, it can get worse. Yeah, it's been bad. I just razor blades in the throat. My my temperatures. I mean, it's got to the point I was this past week. I literally felt like I was in fire, on fire inside, from my brain to my bones and my tissue. Like, I mean, from head to toe. And it was just radiating out of me, and it was just out of so many things. I mean, again, it's part of Lyme, Bartonella, Epstein-Barr, which is mono, and a couple other autoimmune diseases I have, issues I have, which just decided to have a party. It was pretty good rager, I guess, and you just have to kind of write it out, which is what I did. It was just surviving it, trying to manage it, and it was pretty brutal, but it's usually brought on by stress, and which this one didn't surprise me. But again, I ask, I say, I hope you can hear my voice okay. A week or so ago, I talked to my mom on the phone, and we text more than we talk, but usually because of this, but it's, between her and a couple of friends I talked to who are used to this still, it's, they were having a hard time understanding what I was saying. So I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying now. I feel like it's a little bit better than it was. So anyway, I wanted to get on here to kind of go further into what Gretchen had sent out a couple of weeks ago about things that transpired. I've been living in a really dark place for a really long time, fighting a lot of battles for a long time. This is, being in dark places and dark caves and holes and finding my way out and learning my lessons and being a better person from it. It's nothing new to me. It's, we've all done it. We all have our personal struggles and battles, but this one, it's quite different. It's, I haven't been able to find the footing on this one to get out of, unfortunately, and as much as I hate to admit that. So any signs of light, as any signs of hope, as you can understand, I grab onto. So, I told you I've just sort of been in maintenance mode the last couple of years, just trying to keep things on an even level. And just surviving at this point. Then hopefully get to the next step of thriving. That's my goal. So basically, it started out with basically when I was a child, growing up, loved my childhood. There were a group of us who lived on these like 3 or 4 parallel streets, and we, all went to school together. We played together. There were some of us, had best friends who we'd stayed at each other's houses all the time. Slumber parties, their houses, my house, you name it. Like parents like felt comfortable with whoever's house we were at, like just, and plus it was the 80s, there wasn't a lot of concern. So it was great. But she was one of the neighborhood kids that would join in on, the big group activities that we would do, and it was just a great time to grow up. And she was part of that. So always this very sweet girl, fun girl, and knew her through school, and then I didn't see her for a while after school. But after school, I eventually, several years after her, worked for a company that was based in Charleston, and I would come home every now and then to do work, go to meetings, things like that. And I know once or twice I ran into her, and she was just as gorgeous and, sweet and full of life as I could, remember. It was like the same her. And then I remember a few years ago, I just saw on Facebook that she had gotten really, really sick, and, it was just like, in no time, it was like she was running at 100, and all of a sudden she was down to 0. And it was very concerning, and no one could figure out why. And she went to tons of doctors, and they tried to put her on different pills and supplements and whatever. I mean, that definitely sounds familiar. So finally she found a doctor who found out, or told her she had diagnosed her with Lyme disease. And fortunate for her, she got on the right protocol for her, and it worked. And now she is living her best life, and I'm so happy for her. She's truly an inspiration. I mean, truly. So she happened to post on one of my videos about this protocol. Like, asked me if I tried it. And I've tried a lot of different protocols. I've said on here a couple times, I think, that in the Lyme community, there are probably 1,000,001 different protocols, or what have you, for Lyme patients, because no one thing works for another. And a lot of factors can go into that because of the co-infections, like the Bartonella and the Epstein-Barr and like all of that stuff. But you just never know. It can be just a mixture of things. And again, I've tried, I lost count at how many I tried. And some of them, again, some didn't work at all, and then some worked enough, and then they would stop working. And then some, I still take that manage my symptoms, but aren't getting me over that hill to where I need to be to get me rah-rah, like back to where I really need to be. So anyway, the one she told me about, I mean, he's a very well-respected doctor in the Lyme community. And I'd heard of the protocol. I hadn't researched too much of it, but I definitely heard of it. So I had reached out to my functional medical doctor, who I haven't seen him in 2 years, but we keep in touch. He keeps in touch and asks me how I'm doing, um, and it's purely because of the lack of funds. Because again, regular doctors here do. It's very hard to find a Lyme literate doctor in the system, and besides, regardless, health insurance will not pay for anything Lyme related. But again, even if they did, I would get nothing. So from the doctors. So anyway, in the meantime, maybe within a week, I heard from this wonderful gal that I used to work with in Raleigh. I lived here before moving down here. I moved here 13 years ago, but I adored this woman. She was a colleague of mine, and a sales rep, and was a media buyer. But I just loved spending time with her. We'd have lunches and happy hours and whatnot, and I really enjoyed talking to her. And afterwards, just kind of kept tabs on social media and all that. So she reached out and, sent me just the sweetest message, and I had no idea. And then mentioned that her husband, kind of worked in the medical field with, having to do with like research and like kind of clinical research and all that, and said, he can reach out to you if you'd like. I'm like, absolutely. So he reached out to me, and we had this conversation, and again, it was just like meant to be. I mean, again, I don't believe in coincidences. It's just, this is what I needed. I mean, he's like, we're talking about this stuff, and he just could tell where I was in this whole process. It's just, at some point, again, a lot of I've always like look on the bright side, very cheery, very like it's gonna work out. But when you go through years and years and years and years of fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and just keep failing, it's really hard to just keep that fight going when you're just utterly and completely exhausted. And I hate even saying that out loud, but it's just where I am. And he just kept, please just don't stop. Please keep fighting. Don't give up, And he's like, if said that there's lots of promising things coming down the pipeline for Lyme treatments. The problem is, again, which, it's not his fault. It's so, a lot of people that want to help, it's not their fault. It's just, well, we know whose fault it is. A lot of people play part in this, but a lot of agencies play part in this. But, with having drugs available to help, it's just a matter of, can you afford it? Is it going to be able to get to the right people? I don't know. Hopefully one day they can figure that out. But he just kept, please, like, if there's anything out there that you could try, if there are other options, please do it. Try it. Just do it. And he kept saying that, and I was like, this just can't be a coincidence. So, it really just gave that spark of hope. Those two things right in a row. So I reached out to Chris, as I said, and I asked him, because when I last saw him 2 years ago, he hadn't been doing this treatment. So I asked his thoughts on it, and he said, well, actually, right after he stopped coming, we started doing this, and his partner who started this whole clinic, he actually studied under the other doctor who did this protocol, which again, another coincidence. And so yes, we do have like the main drug that he uses. Now, let me preface this by saying this specific protocol is the absolute most aggressive protocol that there is. Like, I can understand why there aren't a lot of patients, like why a lot of doctors wouldn't immediately put some of their patients on this, because it's so hardcore. But as he described it to me, it's one of the Hail Mary drugs for someone in my situation, because it's so hard on your system. And I'm already very, very immunocompromised. So, you know, there's that, and he actually said there's actually another drug as well that I think might even work for you better. But regardless, I have two options for you that I think could potentially get you there, to the point where, I mean, it's like all I need is to get to like a certain point, and I think, you know, my stubbornness will get me to where I need to be further. So so that was good to hear. But again, the issue, as it's been, has come down to money, unfortunately, where I've been unable to work, which is so incredibly frustrating, more than you will ever know. I've learned I'm not meant to be a lady of leisure at all. But my body just will not let me. But anyway, so, you know, Gretchen and I talked about it, because he laid out everything for me. And, you know, just talking about like his visits out of pocket, it would be a 2-month regimen. So that, and the drugs, and the blood tests, you know, and his blood tests, I mean, they're very extensive, which are great, because these are things that honestly, like, regular blood panels should do testings like this, but of course they don't. Which is why a lot of doctors, and I had this for years and years and years, when I went to doctors crying in offices, and then they'd say, but your blood works fine. You look fine. You don't look sick. Your blood works fine. Well, they're only doing the basics. Like, they never really dug into my blood work. But he, like, really digs into the blood work, and it explains so much more. But again, it costs more money than the typical LabCorp or whatever. So we kind of figured a good estimate would be $3,000. And I mean, honestly, it's probably going to be a little bit more than that, but I think it's a pretty good number, to work off of. And some of you have already donated to that, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. So right now, that goal, we're up to 800, so we have 2,200 left. And again, I humbly ask you from the bottom of my heart, if you can, donate to that. I'd love to just be able to get in with him and start treatments and see if it works, and try to be a human again, at least half a human. That would be great. So yeah, I mean, anything you can. I understand right now, like, how just everything is. It's not a great time for any of this, for any of us. I absolutely get that. So, um, I can't stand that I have to even come and ask you this, but here I am. It is what it is. Again, if you can, I understand. I still love you all. Thank you for your support. I mean, just even your time and energy of even watching this. God, thank you. I mean, thank you. um, I appreciate you all, and I hope you are all doing really well. And I love you all. All right.